The wide, broad plains of Coyote Pass were gently rustled by the wind. As the Brown family gathered again, boots digging a little into the reddish earth, dust swirled up in gentle spirals. The empty ground that was meant to symbolize hope, a fresh start, a united front, the dream of polygamy revived in Flagstaff, was covered in deep shadows of uncertainty as the sun hung low. Janelle blinked against the brightness as she stood motionless with her arms crossed tightly across her chest. Once more, Cody was talking about his vision for the land while pacing and making wild gestures with his rough hands. A stately mansion, a shared home, financial healing, and unity were among his half-ideal, half-inspiring statements. However, there were no plans, so it was impossible to overlook the obvious. No outside contractors. There were no down payments made. Just assurances. Then Robyn. Her posture was comfortable, almost smug, as she leaned against her SUV, her expensive sunglasses reflecting the mountains. She remained silent and did not argue. She just observed. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. A slight smirk formed on her lips, which Janelle glimpsed out of the corner of her eye. It wasn't goodwill. It wasn't hope. It was superiority. And like a brand, that smirk ingrained itself in Janelle's memory. The only sound in the room was the gentle click of the keyboard. In her rented apartment in Flagstaff, Janelle sat stooped over a small folding table. There was no artwork or framed pictures on the walls. There was only a laptop screen shining with spreadsheets, a solitary folding chair, and mountains of paperwork. The 401k report gave her a glare in return. She slowly scrolled. The same narrative was repeated line after line. Taxable events, early penalties, and contributions removed. She was devastated by the nest egg she had built over decades of working in a variety of businesses, including her side project as LuLaRoe. When the family was unable to pay their mortgage, she had used money to help Cody pay off land taxes, to pay electricity bills, and to keep Robyn's house warm and occupied. She had thought everything would work itself out. One day, they would live together on the land and watch their grandkids play among the trees they planted. However, Robyn's real home was tall, expansive, and custom-built. While that dream had fallen apart like a house of cards, Janelle lowered her forehead into her palms and shut down the laptop. At last, the strain in her chest eased. She cried. For the trust, not the money. During the years. For the deception for which she had made sacrifices and lived. Robyn stood in her spotless kitchen and threw her manicured hand in the air, saying sternly, "Look, I didn't tell her to use her 401k. She desired to make a contribution. She made that decision." Cody was standing next to her, leaning against the counter, his face expressionless. He didn't protest. He was not right. He didn't stand up for Janelle. Robyn's tone became piercing. She was aware of the dangers. All of us did. Cody informed her that the land wasn't prepared. That patience was required. She poured a glass of wine for herself. If she didn't want to be part of the family plan, she should have said so sooner. She continued after a little pause, almost too quietly. Then she grinned once more. The same fucking grin. In her Utah home, Christine was sitting on the couch with her arms firmly around a cushion. She had a white knuckle. "I recall when Janelle first told me," she replied quietly, her voice becoming more abrasive. She said that because her family needed it, she had taken out the majority of her retirement. She claimed to have faith in Cody, in us. Christine bent over. And Robyn continued to make purchases. She had assistance with the children. She had a maid. Every day, Amazon parcels were sent to her. Janelle occupied a recreational vehicle. Christine's voice rose as she gazed into the camera. Theft was committed. It was, but no one will admit it. They treated her allegiance as if it were a bank account. Videos started to appear online. Everyone started piecing the puzzle together, including fans, investigators, and previous watchers. They located previous episodes in which Robyn sidestepped inquiries about money, Cody avoided making eye contact when talking about money, and Janelle discreetly consented to use her funds to cover bills. Timelines were created by TikTokers. Exposure videos were uploaded by YouTubers. Instagram direct messages from Robyn's former coworkers and pals were leaked. In less than 12 hours, a Reddit thread with the title "Janelle gave up her future" Robyn Took It All had 25K upvotes. The internet had already made up its mind. It wasn't subtle either. Mary looked straight into the camera during a startling and unvarnished Instagram live. With a firm voice she started, "I try to stay out of things, but I watched Janelle sign those financial documents. The room contained me. I am aware of what she sacrificed." Mary's voice trembled a little. And Robyn was also aware. While Janelle pleaded for assistance, she stood in the kitchen grinning. While the rest of us longed for love, attention, and justice, she got everything she desired. Then Mary spoke with sharp clarity. I noticed the grin. For me, that was the decisive factor. That smile. Weeks later, Janelle eventually spoke up on camera during a producer's confessional. My 401k was completely depleted. There's nothing left for me. I'm currently rebuilding. 50-something. Since I had faith in a dream that was never intended for me. She refrained from crying. She didn't shout. Her voice, however, was a weapon. Any way they choose, they can spin it. Robyn, however, saw me squander my future. And she never done anything but grin. It was getting dark. Robyn sipped wine at the window of her opulent Flagstaff mansion. Her hair was wonderfully curled. There was silence in the house. Quiet. She turned to face the now empty country of Coyote Pass, which was dotted with unfulfilled promises. Nobody was constructing. Nobody was approaching. She gave a small bend to her head. Then she grinned once more, for a brief instant. That same devastation-inducing smile. Aspen and Michael T. had never spoken out much about the family's personal financial turmoil, but once Janelle's shocking revelation was made public, something changed. The quiet grew oppressive. It's too bitter to ignore the fury. So they said something. With a steady yet angry tone, Aspen stated, "My mom got out." However, she was among the few who truly noticed what was happening to Janelle. To pay their bills, she depleted her future, Michael T. continued. Robyn was also aware. She was aware. She is constantly 10 steps ahead of you, so don't be fooled by her quiet voice. Robyn would defer decisions at family gatherings, but after speaking with Cody in private, everything would abruptly change in her favor, they said. Aspen remarked, she would play confused and cry, but she always got what she wanted. Always. Online, the podcast became viral. Videos became viral. The daughters were now verifying the darkest assumptions that fans had harbored for years, and now had receipts. Producers received scanned copies of signed withdrawals, Janelle's financial documents, including early 401k payout paperwork, from an unnamed source. The sums were astounding, totaling more than $120,000, primarily during the Flagstaff relocation and the initial phases of the Coyote Pass land payments over a 24-month period. She also contributed a loan for property taxes on all 4 parcels, according to another document. None of which belonged exclusively to her. Copies of Robyn's home refinance documents are also in the same folder. The equity taken from her home had never been put into the family pot, which was a startling revelation. It was preserved and stored in a private trust that Robyn and Cody oversaw. It was there, in both black and white. Janelle shared her future. Robyn got one for herself. The silence was thick as Janelle sat by herself in her apartment once more. She was looking at the paperwork the producers brought her this time, not her own spreadsheets. Her fingers trembled as she turned the pages. Cody's signature. Robyn's trust name. The dates were exactly in line with her withdrawal symptoms. Something sharper replaced the hollow in her stomach. Unity was never the goal, she muttered. It was a funnel, everything flowing into one location like a funnel. Just one woman. Just one residence. One future. Not hers. At a friend's house in Utah, Christine, Mary, and Janelle had a secret meeting. There was tension in the air. All of them had seen the documents. Everyone reads the fine print. Mary declared, "It's financial manipulation. It could be worse." Christine had previously had a brief conversation with a lawyer. The counsel was clear but cautious. There may be legal grounds if the money was spent in the guise of shared assets that were never shared. As she gazed out the window, Janelle reflected on the many years she had trusted Robyn's tears and Cody's smile. At last, she faced them once more and declared, "I'm not suing for the money. I want the record to reflect the truth." Robyn's smile wavered for the first time as producers came up to ask questions about the documents. I didn't. She stumbled. I don't manage any trusts. Cody bears responsibility for that. He takes care of everything. However, her signature was also on the documents. Her name. Her notarized stamp. Cody became defensive. He yelled, "This is a smear campaign. They harbor resentment. They departed. They wish to demolish what we have constructed." Producers softly retaliated. However, Janelle gave you money that she anticipated being given to you. Cody's expression grew gloomy. She voluntarily provided it. There was no gun to her head. However, producers remembered the scene from a tense sit-down where he informed Janelle, deep in the tape archives, other. Now, those remarks seemed like a mean joke. Social media blew out once more, with hashtags like #RobynKnew and #JusticeForJanelle trending on TikTok and Twitter. Influencers started dissecting every scenario in which Robyn was featured, highlighting instances of weaponized vulnerability, passive aggression, and manipulation. A video titled "How Robyn Brown Financially Isolated the Sister Wives, a Deep Dive," was posted to YouTube by an impartial financial analyst. In just 48 hours, it received over 2 million views. Supporters called on TLC to provide a formal statement. The comment sections became battlefields. Former admirers who had previously felt sorry for Robyn now criticized her. "A member of this family, you are. We look out for one another." She employed Christine as a buffer and Janelle as a bank. She wants to be a victim now? Weeks later, Robyn was shown holding a tissue while sitting in her spacious, elegantly furnished living room in an uncut video. She cried, "This has gone too far. Individuals are distorting facts. They have no idea what actually transpired." She shed tears, but the records were unquestionably true. She wasn't grieving over Janelle's loss. Her house of cards was starting to fall apart, which is why she was sobbing. Now living in a little Utah townhouse next to Christine's house, Janelle sat on her porch and made a video for her fans. Her eyes glowed with renewed power as she remarked, "I've been silent for too long. I experienced more than just financial hardship. It was sentimental. It had a spiritual quality. For a dream that I believed belonged to all of us, I sacrificed my retirement." However, as it happens, there were gatekeepers in that dream. She hesitated, then grinned, determined, not resentful. "I'm getting back up from the beginning. However, the future I create this time is mine." Mary and Christine gather around her. The episode's last shot lacked drama. It wasn't noisy. In Christine's backyard, Mary, Janelle, and Christine were giggling beside a fire pit. They drank wine, roasted marshmallows, and grinned with a fatigue that only comes with enduring treachery. Don't cry. Don't shout. Only women who had taken back their lives, peacefully and at last. TLC officials met in uncomfortable quiet behind glass walls in a secret conference room in Los Angeles. Crisis management. Sister Wives Fallout was written on a whiteboard. The producers were seated next to legal counsel. After the podcast and document releases, the network's ratings skyrocketed, but suddenly it was in a reputational quagmire. The video. The money. The smile. Fans want more than just drama. They wanted responsibility. A big envelope was set on the table by an aide who entered the room. Included are emails exchanged between Cody and Robyn Brown and TLC producers, as well as leaked tax returns and trust documents. Robyn was formerly regarded by the network as the last loyal wife. She was a liability now. "At last," the chief executive stated, "we can no longer ignore this. We must look at this. Additionally, we must defend ourselves." A week later, a former bookkeeper for the Brown family, who was never depicted on screen, broke her NDA. Both the public and the production crew were shocked by what she disclosed. Cody Brown never told the family about the 3 different accounts he kept under business identities. Robyn was listed as an approved secondary account holder on each of them. The deposits matched appearance payments from undeclared revenue sources, brand agreements, and book sales, some of which went back more than 6 years. The sum? More than $780,000. Christine and Janelle had never seen a dime. Janelle wasn't astonished, but she was devastated. Her voice was flat as she informed producers, "He always acted like we were broke. I now see why. We had money. The only person paying to keep everyone else afloat was myself. As they signed the documents, their hands shook, but their hearts remained steady. Christine and Janelle hired a Salt Lake City-based financial fraud lawyer. A forensic audit of all family finances from the Flagstaff years was the first step. A formal claim for restitution would be the second. This isn't retaliation, Christine told the media forcefully. It's restoration. It's the truth. Additionally, it's about putting an end to the gaslighting that has been occurring for more than 10 years. The lawyer's office was prohibited from using TLC cameras. However, a single statement from that meeting was released by an unnamed producer. Robyn was aware of the shell corporations. The cards were signed for by her. In an unexpected turn of events, a tabloid obtained a private voicemail from Mary. In it, she expressed herself clearly and unvarnished. I noticed receipts. I witnessed Cody beg Janelle for a temporary loan, which he promised to repay when the book deal materialized. It happened in 2019. Robyn kept the money in her closet. Literally, suddenly, Robyn's internet business endeavors, including her now-defunct My Sister Wife's Closet, came under investigation. No inventory ever shipped. Canceled orders are not refundable. The dots were being connected by fans. One person wrote on Twitter, to finance Robyn's ideal Etsy store, they stole money from Janelle's 401k. I'm ill. Robyn and Cody were asked to a damage control interview by TLC. However, the events that transpired were far from under control. On set, Cody went crazy. This is my family. You folks want to ruin me for the sake of ratings. In tears, Robyn said that the producers had turned everyone against her. Between them, a senior producer placed a folder on the table in silence. The trust documents are inside. The ledgers of accounts. The audio recordings. The screen grabs. The producer remarked kindly, "You did this. All we did was keep the camera running." The precedent was broken by TLC that Sunday. They broadcast a network statement, narrated over a black screen, in place of the usual Sister Wives episode. TLC has started a formal internal investigation into the financial practices of Robyn Brown and Cody Brown, two cast members, in response to recent financial disclosures and family complaints. We are still dedicated to openness, responsibility, and cast safety. Filming will proceed with legal counsel's full participation. Then there was quiet. No music. Not a single clip. Black. Just fading. They were looking inside for the first time in TLC's history. The next week, Robyn was photographed by paparazzi leaving a Flagstaff courthouse with her shoulders slumped and her hair in an untidy bun. Robyn looked obviously older. No Cody. No camera crew. No tears of mascara. For the first time in years, she didn't smirk as she stared directly into the camera. Janelle and Christine take back control. The episode ended with Christine and Janelle sitting next to each other on the porch of a modest southern Utah women's retreat center. They had no intention of filming a confession. One was being held there. "Welcome to the first meeting of our financial independence circle," Janelle said with a smile to the small group of ladies assembled in front of them. "Let's work together to rebuild." The women gave a round of applause. Janelle's hand was gripped by Christine. They had suffered a great loss. However, they were now free. And there's more. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown is moving on from her past and has created a new network of support. In 1993, she wed Cody Brown, but the two parted ways in 2022. Janelle concentrated on her personal objectives after the divorce, such as getting a new job in agriculture and spending more time with her kids. Janelle started a self-discovery journey and resolved to put any bad experiences in her past behind her in Sister Wives Season 19. It was tragically in March 2024 that she lost her son, Garrison Brown. For years, Janelle made a consistent effort to keep her connection with Cody and Robyn cordial and to give them the benefit of the doubt. But in Sister Wives Season 19, she finally realized how she really felt and publicly admitted that she no longer wanted a relationship with them. "I really just don't like them," Janelle stated bluntly during Sister Wives Season 19 Tell All with Suki Krishnan, highlighting her lack of desire in being friends with either of them. She genuinely dislikes Cody and Robyn, which is why she has chosen to keep her distance from them. Janelle was asked by Suki whether she had any other explanation for not wanting to be friends with Robyn and Cody. She inquired, "What is it about them that you don't like?" Janelle said that she would avoid interacting with Cody and Robyn primarily because she didn't want to be in their company. "I don't like them in that setting," she continued, expressing unequivocally her distaste for them. Many Sister Wives fans responded favorably to Janelle's statement on social media, praising her for being direct rather than kind. Janelle prioritizes her family and friends, along with her new aims and aspirations in 2025. She frequently thanks her loved ones on social media by posting information about her new chapter. Janelle recently shared some photos of herself and her friends talking about her birthday vacation. She said, "When you have friends who show up to a birthday trip last month, ready to bring the laughs." For choosing to spend their valuable time with her, Janelle thanked her new and old friends. Janelle presently resides in North Carolina. She loves spending time with her daughter, Madison Brush, and lives close by. Janelle praised Madison as the best wife, mom, daughter, and businesswoman on her birthday a few months ago. Companion. She said she was excited to start their new farm business, Tata Farms, which they started in 2024. Over the last 6 months, Janelle has built her business with the help of her daughter and son-in-law, Caleb Brush. She can remain near her loved ones in North Carolina thanks to this new venture, which gives her a fresh sense of direction and community. She is eager to accept her newfound freedom and makes an attempt to return the favor of helping her through difficult times. During her personal trip to Flagstaff, Arizona in April 2025, Janelle took advantage of the chance to catch up with her old acquaintances. She posted photos of her happy reunion on social media, capturing moments of laughter with her pals Christina and Angela. Contemplating tonight how amazing it is to have friends, a reflection on the value of friendships, was written by Janelle. She reflected on the period when she balanced a full-time career with being a mom, relying mainly on her work colleagues and relatives for companionship. These same friends have grown to become important and valued parts of her life. As she described her experiences in Flagstaff, Janelle said she had the time of her life. She gushed about the fun times spent with delectable cuisine and a couple rounds of a very silly game that had everyone in laughter as she concluded her article. Since sincerity is important to her, she has decided not to hang out with Cody and Robyn. She looks for friendships with people who are peaceful and upbeat her existence. Janelle just went to North Carolina for a quiet get-together with her friends. She was clearly sincerely delighted to be surrounded by individuals who made her life happier. Janelle seemed comfortable and confident with her pals in the pictures that her friend April Rains shared, demonstrating the genuine bond and happiness she experiences in their company. Janelle has made the right decision to purify herself from poisonous connections. Since she no longer wants to keep up a strong relationship with Robyn and Cody, it makes sense that she does not wish to be their friend. Janelle is now concentrating on her old connections and new friends. She worries about her sons and children as well as the rest of her family. When it comes to those that don't care about her, Janelle doesn't want to be vulnerable. The Sister Wives star wants to be in relationships with people who have supported her in the past and are still there now. Cody Brown, a polygamist patriarch and star of Sister Wives, is trying to patch things up with an unexpected cast member. Surprisingly, the reality star has opened up to his ex-wife's husband, David Woolley. During their polygamous courtship, Cody and his third wife, Christine Brown, had 6 children together. But last year, Christine made the decision to break up with him in order to pursue true love. Since getting married in October 2023, she has been in a committed relationship with Woolley, whom she fell in love with again. David was well known for opposing Cody's relationship manipulating tactics. Despite their conflict, Cody unexpectedly proposed a guy's trip with Woolley in season 19. He added that he relished Woolley's companionship and suggested taking a road trip to repair the harm and possibly build friendly relations. Christine was understandably shocked by the notion, having gone through a lot in her polygamous relationship with Cody. She hinted at the possibility of the two reality stars reconciling, though, rather than dismissing the idea outright. In light of his wife's complex past with Cody, David also voiced doubt. Their opposition demonstrated the couple's will to safeguard their joy. Cody has referred to Robyn as his true love and even asserted that he never loved his other 3 marriages. Following the breakdown of his previous marriages, the polygamist has been acclimating to a monogamous life with Robyn. Because of his relationships with 4 separate women, he was depicted throughout the episode as being incredibly manipulative and domineering. His proposed guy's trip, however, might improve or alter his reputation and assist him in getting past his deceptive presentation. David, a grounded widower and owner of a construction company, puts Christine's happiness above all else otherwise. This connection might encourage Cody to take responsibility. Mary, Janelle, and Christine, Cody's ex-wives, have subsequently found happiness on their own when his polygamous marriage ended. Robyn Brown, his 4th wife, was unhappy with the new arrangement and forced him into a monogamous commitment. The fact that her sister wives were no longer with her devastated her. Having a sisterly support system that is there for her at every turn was one of the main reasons she married Cody. That isn't the case anymore, and Robyn has been upset about it. She frequently tries to talk to the former sister wives, patriarch, about it. Do you ever find yourself wishing that we were in multiple relationships? According to Screen Rant, she asked Cody in a season 19 episode. The question that's going through my mind is, are we going to try to live plural marriage again? She said, seeming puzzled. Cody might have had good motives when he made the offer, though. Cody declared that he wants to leave the United States in order to escape the turmoil caused by the deteriorating family dynamic. I'd like to leave this place where I can no longer see it, feel it, or be surrounded by it, he stated. Is it possible that Cody will take a 5th wife? Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.